Welcome to This Explainer. Okay, today we're setting out on a very real financial treasure hunt. We're talking about cash, your cash, that might be currently locked away in government accounts just totally forgotten about. Specifically, we're going to uncover exactly how to claim an old utility deposit refund in the state of Tennessee. Let's dive right into this because the sheer amount of money sitting out there is genuinely surprising.
Did you know you might be owed money right now? Stay with us to learn how you can claim back potentially hundreds of dollars from old utility deposits in Tennessee. Seriously, it's a verified fact that 1 in 10 Americans currently has unclaimed property waiting for them. 1 in 10. So if you're sitting there thinking, well, this couldn't possibly apply to me, there's a very solid statistical chance that it absolutely does.
All right, let's kick things off with Section 1, Introduction to Utility Deposits. You know the drill when you move into a new apartment or open a new business, right? You usually have to pay a security or meter deposit just to get the water, gas, or electricity flowing. It's totally standard practice to secure your account, but what actually happens to that money when you move out, close the account, or maybe just build up a good payment history? Well, under Tennessee law, specifically TCA Section 6629-105, a deposit or refund is officially considered an abandoned utility deposit if it remains unclaimed for exactly 1 year after it becomes payable. Just 1 year. I mean, that is a super accelerated dormancy period, especially when you compare to things like bank accounts, which usually take about 3 years to be considered abandoned. Once that single year passes, the utility company is legally required to hand your money over to the state. It essentially becomes state property that they just hold in trust for you.
And that brings us to a truly staggering number, $994 million. To put that into perspective, that is nearly $1 billion in unclaimed property currently being held by the Tennessee Department of Treasury. It's like a giant vault of forgotten cash, and a significant portion of this massive pool is made up of these everyday, ordinary utility deposits. The crazy thing is, the state doesn't even want to keep this money. They literally return millions of dollars every single year, but they need you to step up and claim it.
Moving right along to Section 2, Identifying your refund eligibility.
So you might be wondering, why do these deposits get left behind in the first place? Well, think about the pure chaos of moving. You're boxing up your entire life, changing service providers, trying to keep track of a dozen different things. Often what happens is a utility might apply an automatic credit to your account after you've already closed it, or maybe they mail a refund check to your old address and it just never gets forwarded. Another massive culprit? Simple human error. Name misspellings or incomplete addresses entered into the utility's computer system can literally sever the tie between you and your money, sending it straight over to the state's unclaimed property division.
Next up is Section 3, Research and Required Documentation.
Now, if you suspect you have funds out there, you can't just call up the state and say, hey, send me a check. You actually have to prove you're the rightful owner. And exactly what you'll need, well, it depends entirely on how the utility company reported your data in the first place. It's kind of like a matching game. If they transferred your social security number to the state, great. You just need standard proof of your SSN, like a tax record or pay stub. But let's say they only reported a last known address. In that case, you need historical address proof. We're talking an old postmarked envelope or maybe a credit report showing you used to live there. If they reported neither your SSN nor your address, you have to prove a transaction connection, which means digging up an original contract or a canceled check made out to the utility. The whole burden of proof hinges entirely on the data the utility originally transmitted.
So, what should you grab right now before you even start your search? Have a valid photo ID or driver's license ready to go. Grab your social security card, a W-2 or a recent pay stub. Oh, and if you're someone who keeps a filing cabinet packed with old utility bills or postmarked envelopes, do not throw those away. Those are absolute gold for this. If you're claiming on behalf of a minor, you'll need a birth certificate or a legal adoption order. Getting all these documents organized right out of the gate is going to make sure your claim just sails through the approval process smoothly.
All right, let's get into Section 4, Navigating Claims and Tools.
Once you've got your paperwork together, the state has actually made this process incredibly straightforward. Step 1, simply visit claimittn.gov and punch in your last name or your business name. Step 2, if you get way too many hits, which definitely happens, just refine the results by adding your first name or an old zip code to narrow it down. Step 3, submit your verified claim and upload your documentation entirely for free through their secure online portal. And I really want to emphasize that word free. You might get letters in the mail from third-party locators offering to find your money for a fee. Just ignore them. The state's official portal is 100% free to use.
But hey, quick heads up, there's a fascinating little exception in the law you really need to be aware of. Under TCA Section 6629-146, local governments, think your local city hall or a county electric cooperative, they actually have the right to request their unclaimed funds back from the state treasury after 18 months. If your local town decided to claw back those funds, you actually won't find them on claim@tn.gov. Instead, you'll have to take your documentation directly down to your local municipal office or county trustee to claim your refund.
Let's move on to Section 5, Real-Life Success Stories. Look, sometimes gathering all this paperwork feels like a massive chore. Is it really worth the hassle? Well, take this incredible example. One person shared online, "I have been searching in my mess of an app for a refund check from a canceled insurance policy. It was $1,200. They ended up finding it on their state's missing money website. One single lost check, buried somewhere in a messy apartment, equaled $1,200 back in their pocket, just for taking 5 minutes to search an official database. No way you'd pass that up, right?" Or, how about this one? This completely hits the nail on the head regarding those typos we talked about earlier. The claimant wrote, "My old mortgage company that sucked sent my remaining escrow to NDSTNE. No house number or street number. $3,202 just sitting there for almost 3 years. Think about that. Because some clerk bots the address with a bizarre typo, over $3,000 sat completely hidden until the owner proactively went and searched the system.
Which brings us to our final part, Section 6, Prevention Tips and Disclaimer.
So, how do we stop this from happening to us in the future? Well, following these best practices will help protect your deposits from ever becoming abandoned in the first place. Number 1, update your forwarding address with the post office the literal second you know you're moving. Number 2, maintain a physical or digital file of old utility bills and service contracts. Seriously, don't just toss them. Number 3, be your own advocate. Proactively call and request your deposit back after closing an account. Don't just sit around waiting for a check to magically appear. And finally, build a habit of searching claim@tn.gov maybe once a year. Oh, and make sure to try phonetic variations and common misspellings of your name, just in case someone typed it in wrong.
Now, as we wrap up this explainer, please keep this in mind. This explainer provides general information only and does not constitute legal or financial advice. Specific steps and outcomes may vary based on individual circumstances and changes in local regulations. Always consider consulting with a professional for personalized advice. So, are you going to be the 1 in 10 who claims a refund today? When you realize nearly $1 billion is just sitting there unclaimed in a single state's database, it really makes you wonder, what other forgotten treasures might be hiding in your past just waiting for a simple search?